back, trying to make their way over through B. Wardell throwing some shots over, gets a little bit of damage, able to stay alive.
Get out of there, Nelly.
Sabrosa has also snuck his way into B. So an opportunity here for Chaos to really unfold, and Sabrosa's just trying to deny the rotation. So this is going to be a free take with TSM winning the engagement in Garage for a plan at the C site.
And that's even with the grab coming down as well. TSM, well, rather, Immortals trying to slow that one down. Might have been from TSM. There's going to be a lot of confusion today, guys. I'm just going to warn you right now, when there's two Astras and there's like a ton of stars on the map, you don't know who stars belong to who. We'll see, because right now the star play for me is shot up. 3 kills this round of the Reyna. Just a ton of damage, and Immortals, after losing Beast or 4, Chemicals was the only one that went down, and he even goes for a 1-to-1 trade in Garage.
Interesting little rollout, though, for TSM.
We had it.
Thought that maybe it was going to give an opportunity to really kind of lock down the post plant, but not the case here. Good retake from Immortals. That means that for Shot Up, he's going to be already working for an Empress, just to kind of keep that in the back of your mind overall. And you know that if Shot Up can really get hot, he's got the potential to completely take over this game.
Yeah, so, I mean, across the board, 10 stars on the field. We'll see how this one works. You'll look for the slightly red tint on a smoke to know whose it is. The slightly neutral tint to know that's actually Immortals. And speaking of Immortals, Rossi for a double straight away, including a warband. That actually looks like a collat on the Spectre. That might be TSM's attack over it. In fact, it is. I don't see Brax doing more here.
Nope. Absolutely no chance to do anything whatsoever. So a flawless round for Immortals. Maybe not as expected as we would assume for the second round after a pistol win, but talk about just kind of sharing the wealth a little bit. You got 3 members on 3 kills, and JC Stani already being able to afford an early operator. That's going to be absolutely massive as far as being able to throw some weight around the rink. And even beyond that with TSM,
all right,
not finding much success in that prior round, they can't even go to your traditional full AR buy here in round 3.
Yeah, so obviously some role changes here. JC Stani's no longer playing smokes. Rossi's in here for that. Chemicals moving on to the Cypher here as well as the previous Jet player. And for Immortals, so far working up. We'll see if Stani can hit some licks on this op. Round 3 timing as well. Wardell is certainly looking at that one with MVSI. They'll have some gunshots.
Hit some licks.
Be a free kill for sure, and a heal as well.
Shot Up, you can tell, is really feeling himself today. I mean, just like we had talked about with Android user plays that we expect to see from someone like Android, and now as FSC specifically talking about Shot Up, we're just getting aggressive to the middle of the map. His teammates are helping him be freed up to make that play a little bit safer. And once the first blood comes through, I mean, you already see it. JC Stani is just essentially denying A. Yeah, absolutely. And he knows that his presence is required at C. There's no one coming through A lobby, so they're Shot Up, able to find his second elimination. Ganks is spamming with the Ares for another, and TSM, really not a lot they could do here, stuck in C long.
Come on.
Yeah, that's might be the round already. TSM's, you know, in a lot of trouble here. This is meant to be their gun round. They dropped a bunch of weapons. C has been completely nullified here. Shop's going to lead the way. He'll walk through. He doesn't even care if he dies. He's collecting kills. Empress available. Cutler for 1, and that's going to be it. As it's IMT with 4 alive, and I mean, Shot Up's just controlling the game right now. Shot Up's doing whatever he wants, pushing up, getting aggressive, doesn't dismiss away. He's so alpha this game, he's just going to heal up every single time. He's got 0 fear.
All right, so now for TSM, they'll be on into a save round, but we're really going to be looking over to their direction to see who exactly will be able to step up to try to meet Shot Up on the battlefield, because, I mean, early Empress, you have to figure that the Chemicals can even find another elimination or 2 here. He'll be fine with the neural theft, and those things in combination of each other could be devastating for TSM once they get back to a full buy. So who's going to be the one to really kind of get things going here for Team Solomon is really my question. JC Stani even getting aggressive of his own. Recon bolt there to free him up for the early operator. Shot Up another. That one over from A Sewers, and TSM are being bottlenecked in their spawn.
And that's the thing, even on TSM's eco here, where, you know, they're typically supposed to be the team, JC Stani, nice to get out of the way. They're not dying. Over to Brax, who was into mid, and possibly a flawless here. I mean, Brax would have to hit an incredible sheriff shot, and they're going to push him as well. This is what we're talking about. Like, there's just 0 respect. IMT, they're not here to play around. They're here to just completely smash TSM, and for 4 rounds in a row, they've done just that.
And you have to really respect that from Immortals, just overall sitting there saying, hey, we want to come out the gate and really set the tone, set the pace. Because to be fair, I mean, looking at some of the things that have happened on Haven for Immortals, they came out, and I don't know the circumstances, but in their round of 128, they had to go to overtime versus a team called Team Name. So there had to have been something that was not going well for them, and maybe they were kind of messing around with stuff. Who knows? I mean, I can't really speak to it, but the result stands out in your mind, looking at an overtime in round of 128. So the fact that they can kind of come through, get their tempo established, 2 quick kills again for Immortals, and TSM just caught out on individual islands, no chance to respond.
Everyone's pushing up here. Wardell surely gets a kill there, and Jason Stani misses.
Yes!
TSM bring one back, and that was looking bad. by the way, 'cause
TSM!
Wardell looked like he was gonna get timed.
TSM!
He
TSM! TSM!
JC Stani probably would have killed him there, but JC misses the shot, and then Wardell punishes. So TSM still technically in this round, but they're getting hard pushed by IMT every single round. Shut Up's walking in again. They're just going to annihilate Cutler, and that's going to be the 4v2. TSM have to think about saving.
Never mind.
And with the operator, you feel like that's for sure. But there will be a split up. They're trying to make a move over to find a couple of isolated kills, and maybe there's an opportunity onto Rossi in the corner. Holding his own for now, waiting for a peek. Wardell will be seen, not going to get the quick scope. That's the operator down for both squads. Rossi still stuck in the corner. Brax comes around. No chance in Rossi. Welcome to the team, apparently. Hell of a first start to the half for him. Sticking with Shot Up pretty much the whole way through. 9 kills for Shot Up, 6 of them for Rossi. No deaths yet.
And like I said, you know, anyone questioning, like, is Rossi going to fit on this team? Yeah, hell yeah, he is. Look at the scoreline. If you don't believe this one, check out the past games for IMT with Rossi in the lineup. It's been 5-0, a gun round from TSM. I said save, but they had like a minute left, so that's the other issue. I didn't check the time. I thought there was maybe, you know, less time available, but it is Immortals, and Immortals are pushing up, expecting them to do the same again. Shot Up's already, you know, really close on B. This time it's going to be Rossi taking control of, you know, A lobby straight away.
Sentinels.
And every single round, TSM have to respect it. Every single round, TSM have to be like, is Shot Up or somebody going to push up? We have to check for that first. Drone's going to go in. They haven't seen anybody yet.
You want confirmation on that call, Avril. That's a double updraft over the top through middle to see if there's anyone coming through. Right click not going to come out for Wardell. Shot Up too good. Empress is called. Gravity well was spent.
Brax?
Shot at range to push back the Reyna player. So maybe an opportunity to keep working through the middle map for TSM, but the weaponry, the arsenal, and the fact that they're in a 5v4.
Let's
not
go.
Great news, although Shut Up does fall. So okay, an opportunity, and that kill is actually pretty deep into B, so maybe they can work their way through the front.
Let's go!
Shot Up was on low HP as well.
Fucking Brax!
Doable Brax!
Braxton!
Saving the round here. 2 kills for TSM, picking up some guns. Neural Theft as well. The ultimate coming through, and for Immortals, 2 players alive, and they gotta hold on, but they are nowhere close
Braxy
to
with the faxy!
As they cop the ultimate, they can see exactly where Immortals are, and this will be a free
Let's go!
What do you want to do about a retake here if you're Immortals is the real question, because obviously, like you mentioned, Rossi's completely figured out. They know that he's going to be on the flank. And Chem is on the opposite side of the map and not moving quickly. This almost feels like they just don't want to give away any of these weapons in what will be a thrifty round for TSM. So it's going to either have to be exit kills or just saves from this point on.
I think exits could be smart here as well. Just take away those free guns for TSM. That being said, TSM would have bought the next round anyway.
Oh, don't
so
want,
that is
don't want
debatably
A-Link.
not super effective.
Cypher.
We'll have to see how it goes.
Chemicals,
Brax
don't do it.
Scouting through.
You don't want to fuck with Brax.
Going to be,
We got a Brax now.
At this rate in time, we know Immortals are not going to go for the defuse, so they're going to look for any frags they can. For TSM, and this is smart as well, they're going to try and push Chemicals.
Let's go, Cutler.
They'll keep going for it. Cutler with a nice one-tap, even through the wall for an extra free gun.
Do we want the op?
Because TSM were going to rebuy anyway, and they also get the operator, I'm pretty sure, on the ground. They were going to rebuy anyway.
Do we get it?
Pushing for the extra guns is the correct
Let's go.
move, and they've done that.
Okay.
We got the operator.
Wardell back to the scope. JC standing
It
there to meet
begins
him.
now.
And everyone will come into the mix with full weaponry. Only thing really to kind of point out outside of it is the fact that Gangsta will be pulling down an Omen here to kind of get things going. Or Odin, sorry, I wanted to say Omen. What the? So 5-1 here for
The
TSM.
game has begun.
Ironically, there's no Omen on the field, so this is like one of the few
Here
games,
we
the very
go.
first
Wait.
game I've ever casted, there's no Omen. Or what feels like a full year or something, because Omen's been dominating the meta for ever.
That's true.
You know, Brim was here for a while during the Ignition
Oh
Series
no,
era, but
bro.
towards the
I
end
know
of
what's
that,
gonna
Omen started
happen
coming
after
in, and
these
now
tournaments, bro.
Completely Omenless for both sides. It's
Motherfucker's an immortal.
Astra, you would expect to be good on a map like
On
this.
tier
looks pretty
4 pro
big, and
teams are gonna be
three
like,
sites, Astra having
well,
impact on all
locking
three,
in
no matter
Astra.
where she is. You could be on the complete wrong site and still have impact on attack or
Never
defense.
getting radiant.
And for once, Immortals, you know, not the ones just super aggro here, and they kind of got punished for that last round, to be fair. They didn't really touch through,
That's
but
fair.
even just Shot Up re-peaking on, like, no HP, gave away the first pick, and then, you know, that's when the dam breaks open and Brax gets 2 more.
Well, big round here in round number 7.
Oh, shit.
TSM, I won't say it's a required win, but
Oh, fuck.
winning this round will allow them to kind of make this half a little bit more competitive overall. JC Stady still playing aggressively through a long. Sees a shoulder, gets the kill on the drone. Pixel peek, essentially. but that's not going to slow down TSM. If anything, they've sped up a little bit. Well, they're going to go into the astral phase, seeing if he can find some information. He's going to put down some expensive utility to get in. Sabrosa, run it back, not going to find too much value. Nebula clearing subspace, and JC Steady Rossi picking up a lot of information for Rossi around the corner.
No.
Yeah, the Bill lineup was found so perfectly there for Rossi and delivering it over.
Bro.
Another round for Immortals, just when you thought TSM was getting a bit of momentum, just when you thought, okay, TSM went around here, it's time for them to string through a couple more, maybe TSM on the comeback, and JC Sani lights it up, he opens up with the first kill, second of the Brax as well, and then this lineup from Rossi was so beautiful to see, and I think the second time so far in the half that we've really seen Rossi light up the kill feed, so not at all a chump on this roster, and again, trusting the Immortals process to find plays like this to really fill in big time.
9-0. I mean, like, what else do you want to say? Shot up, first blood.
I want to say that
Wardell.
shot up just destroys Wardell.
Yeah, I think there's appropriate he missed spam coming in the chat, I have to imagine. And that'll be a 5v4 for Immortals. I don't mean to BM at all, but it's just one of those situations that TSM have continued to lose these first blood engagements.
So it's TSM coming down the Cosmic Divide here. Immortals can respond. I don't even want to know what two walls coming down and that interaction is going to look like. It's not going to happen because Immortals will wait for, you know, the retake. For this drone, Hunter's Fury is at least going to open things up.
It does respond though. Keeps the numbers for a time in favor of the defense. Now the spike is making its way on. Gangsta and Rossi still find two though. And now it's down to drone. Angle for the first. Not going to know the second was right next door. And Immortals find themselves up 7-1, and I'm not going to lie, that one felt like a must-win round for TSM, but based on the execute alone with the Hunter's Fury.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they even copped in a Cosmic Divide there, to be fair, they weren't very fast. They popped down the Astral Wall, and then it's not the biggest and fastest take from TSM. They kind of wait around a little bit. They you know, slowly walk onto site, allow IMT some time to get some rotations in. We don't even see Rossi truck down his own ultimate because he dies pretty early. And I think if it wasn't for the fact that Drone picks up a kill into entry, that would have actually been pretty tough for TSM again because they were quite slow.
Some damage, it looked like, did come through with the spam shots out. JC Stanny, he's been here before, just trying to read the numbers. Does see two players, does get the connection. So TSM will have gained favor through a long and potentially through the short as well. We got the Cosmic Divide defensively placed for Immortals, cutting really right down the middle of the sewers. And I agree with you. I was going to try to leave that thought for you, though, but it feels like this is way too soon.
Well, the thing is, it's like there's so much time available. If you're TSM, like you can do anything now. You can back out. And the other thing is, because the wall comes down, Immortals can't even hear TSM backing out. TSM could just be straight sprinting off site, and Immortals have no idea. And now the wall's gone. I don't know that you want to use that about a minute in, like 30 seconds in, with a minute left on the round. It's too early.
Hunter's Fury coming out. Gangsta.
Maybe there's hope.
Not going to really see anything whatsoever. So another ultimate off the table. This is still doable here for TSM on this thrifty round. They've got numbers over towards A. There are no Immortals defenders anywhere nearby. They're trying to frantically recover from that situation. Shock dart's coming out. Drone tagged up a little bit. Actually has to back away as there's a gravity well placed. So now it's going to lead to Immortals working their way out. The Wardell to find one. Wants the second for Gangsta. Bullet hosing through.
Oh, fuck.
Able to find two. Rossi another double. And everything comes down to Sabrosa.
No.
And well, little baby arms can't quite pick up the weapons on the ground in front of him.
Fuck.
He was maybe looking for the Opera to give that one back to the hands of Wardell, and Wardell's not had a lot of chances to snipe this map so far. He's going to have one just in time to buy. Because they've lost so many rounds, it's like TSM can't get the money to purchase. And even when we have seen Wardell pick up the Operator, there was that one duel versus shot up where, you know, Wardell got two shots in there on the op and unfortunately couldn't quite get a kill. 2 and 9 is not great so far for TSM's.
This is looking,
you know, probably their best player.
really fucking bad.
8-1, the scoreline is nothing but dominance from Immortals so far on this defense.
I mean, we'll spend some time at the half to talk about the impact that Rossi has had as a fill-in for Nature. I mean, we valued Nature really highly as far as what he actually brought to this Immortals team overall. And Rossi says, hold my adult beverage. And Wardell goes down once more. It's looking really positive for an Immortal 9th round, but TSM do have weapons to work with here. So an opportunity maybe to try to find an opening and get this 4v5 in play. JC standing missing the shot through Garage means that TSM have gained a little bit of ground to work with.
It might be the force to star in the ground as well, so I don't mind that coming through from Sub Rosa, you know, trying to really push the operator off the line, maybe force star to be used, JC Starny misses, bit of a rare mention shot up there on the side, this is still available, won't use it, will get punished, but it's still Immortals coming out, big TSM just down to one, Sub Rosa's got to do it all, and he doesn't have the HP, the time, nothing, no teammates, no
Fucking
win,
hell, dude.
9-1, 10 rounds down, and TSM looking for something, look, shift, like, I mean, TSM, even if they get 3-9 here, what is the likelihood they even win this map anymore? Because coming back from a 3-9 on the second half, being down that much, is, you don't see many teams do that ever. Almost no teams come back from that kind of deficit.
Well, look, you brought it up at the very top of this matchup, Avril, and you were absolutely right. To remember the fact that TSM didn't play this map at all through stage 2. And even during first strike, they only played it to a tune of a 12-5 overall record on it. So it's by no means been their best map. I think the best way that I can characterize my feelings on what we've seen so far is that this does not feel like the TSM, even through stage 1, that we largely saw. Their executions feel a little bit flat. It feels like they're still trying to kind of figure out what exactly they want to do, and now you're going to get Subrosa trying to push through to run it back. He gets caught by a trap wire, a gravity well, and a little bit more of just about everything on the field at the moment. Immortals have not fallen at all. He fakes them, pulls up the ADS, finds the first. Chemical inside the cyber hitch, making a lot of noise. Maybe an opportunity to catch the players off guard. He spams for a second, but Drone is there to respond. And the fight does go down, so TSM had a post fight, but it's a 2v4. Now make it all up to 1. It's Drone for the 1v4. Not going to find anything at all.
Like, I want to say it's not bad for what is basically a safe round, but even then, like, technically, there was 2 rifles for, you know, one in Drone, one in Sub Rosa, so I don't even know if you could really say that, but I don't know. I'm trying to find something here for TSM. I'm trying to say something about TSM right now that gives a little bit of hope to maybe looking at a comeback, but I was saying that 3-9 would have been a rough comeback for the second half. How about 2-10? That's assuming they can get 2-10. They got one more chance to do it. It's still Immortals looking on maximum bank value. It's Gangster sitting on 9k. He hasn't died for so long. Rossi, by the way, over 11 rounds has only died once. And on 13 kills as well. I mean, what do you do against this Immortal squad who's playing out of their minds right now?
It doesn't look like there's really much barrier to success really anywhere. Shot up early. Empress finds one, able to dismiss. So stays safe.
Check the fucking corner!
Hunter's Fury for a second. Now the trades are even. TSM with the spike.
Check it!
Opportunity to get the spike planted.
You're going into me!
Be the case. Neural theft will also be spent. Cutler setting up shop with a couple of the stars around to kind of make life difficult for Immortals on the retake.
It's a really big round for TSM so far. 3v3 into B-side post plant. We got Asher still alive as well. Cutler's gonna go down, but there's a Hunter's Fury. Drone has to survive. He's actually really deep on sight, so he's not gonna be able to ult. This could be really bad. He's down.
Chemicals just spamming through, just up to Brax, finds the first, knows the second has to be sitting close towards where the spike is. Hence the spike, can't place it, but Chemicals pushes through, finds the elimination, and Immortals will exit the first half. I will say, in a bit surprising fashion, up 11-1.
I can tell you right now, I wouldn't have been super surprised if Immortals beat TSM today. Not surprised by that. What I am surprised by is the scoreline. Because if Immortals can beat TSM, maybe it's close, maybe it's competitive. 11-1, I'm gonna say it, don't hate me, it's not competitive. There's no way. You objectively look at this. I think you can be a fan of TSM and still admit that this is not competitive right now. 1-11 is not a showing at all. And look, the highlight reel, it's just all Immortals. It's Rossi as well. It's everybody. It's JC Starny picking up kills. It's Rossi doing stuff like that. Rossi, by the way, has only died twice now over 12 rounds. And, you know, and the last death he had was on that 12th round. So before that, he only died once in 11.
We're defensive sided team.
That just because it would only be fair to sell the story of what Rossi's done so far. He's largely been kind of on his own defensively. So he's not just finding these eliminations, he's holding sites and he's doing a lot of really good work to kind of communicate when he needs to get help and how that help should come through to be there for the assists. So yeah, really good stuff from Rossi so far. Definitely impressed. TSM now moving over to the defense. They're initially going to be tested over toward Drone's going to see a lot of information. Shockguard goes down. Just dash in for JC. He gets him off guard, and Shock finds the second. Clean take. Immortals will have a plan.
Yep, so it's going to be 5v3. They've barely taken damage. I mean, JC Starny takes a couple of licks there, but nothing really to write home about. And even then, like, Immortals don't slow down. Chemicals gets Brax on the flank, and it looks like Immortals are even trying to push through the link. They are going to get punished. This is maybe not a good idea from Immortals, but they're so confident, they're so alpha today, they don't care. TSM's just down to war down now.
This will be a 1v3. Spam pistol shot moving through. Dashing on forward, does find the first. Still pretty a health. He swaps over to a weapon that only has 4 ammunition, though, so that will be a bit of a problem, and that will be where the 1v3 attempt will fall. 12-1, Immortals winning the pistol, looking pretty good to cruise their way into a map 1 win here.
This is looking like a write-off. I think 13-1 would be like a fairly fair kind of prediction here. This is a GG go next. I think for TSM, you know, we talked about the fact that they don't play Haven. They haven't played Haven since JBL, so all of stage 1, they didn't play any Haven at all. They banned it, was a permaban. I think after this map, it might end up being the permaban again. We'll see. Maybe it's just Immortals. Maybe it's the Immortals difference. Maybe versus any other team, it would have been fine. TSM, you know, what are they doing here? The best they can do is sheriffs and some armor. At least Wardell's going to get a nice shot here, so maybe TSM can still be in this.
Was the response, though, from shot up right over from the front doors of B. So 4v4 we go. And really, not an opportunity to collect that weapon as well. I mean, it's just so deep. But the first kill is appreciated for TSM's defensive efforts. Rotating over to C is Immortals. Brax, timing of this shoulder is going to have to be good. And, well, he catches a lot of information, but not a lot of damage to really be put in. So here comes the take. Immortals on their way forward. Should lead to a pretty quick plant. TSM are trying to make numbers occur as fast as possible. Good angle for JC. Finds himself one. Rossi is second. And now it's just down to 2 more players for TSM. One of them being Drone, who's already down to low HP. Brax stuck over by the garage, and Immortals should be able to get a plan here.
Oh, they don't trust it yet. Oh, okay, JC starting. Yeah, he thought Brax was around the corner, and Rossi, he'll get the cleanup. And at this stage, 13-1. And at about I think 10-1. At about 10-1, it was a bit of a write-off. At that point, I think, you know, TSM could salvage it in 2-10. Then we come back in the next half, maybe make it a bit more competitive. You know, maybe it's save some face here, get like 4 or 5 rounds, and it's still like a 13-5, 13-6 finish, whatever. But realistically for TSM, at a mental level, if you're getting owned that hard, it's time to think about the next map. It's time to write this one up and be like, guys, Haven's not it. Haven's not it today. We're going to go next and see how we do in the next map.
We'll have to find out. That's going to be Bind. We'll step away for a small break, and I mean a small break. We'll come back, give you the kind of recap, reaction, and the setup now for Bind for map number 2. Mortals up 1-0, though. Don't go too far. Map 2 coming up after this.